Well, bowling fans, we're back for our 8th season thanks to our friends here at Time Warner Cable SportsChannel. Castle Lanes and Racine is the site, the 2014 StrikeFest Classic. Joe Serrar, a little busy drilling up bowling balls for the new season for everybody, so I've got Angie Rechsteiner here, the head coach of the Cardinal Church Wolves bowling program. Angie, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
You got to see the kids bowl today, a little different than what you usually see on college tournaments because they bowl on those tougher college patterns. We've got the Castle Lanes house shot out here today for these high school and college bowlers. Scores a little higher than normal, but kind of fun to watch still, isn't it?
It is. These kids definitely have proven themselves and showing that they've got what it takes.
Absolutely. We're going to have a little fun. Hopefully we see a lot of strikes on TV today. Phil and Patty Yanko have a $300 scholarship perfect game bonus if we do happen to get a perfect game on TV today. It might happen. You never know. We're going to come back with our girls' championship match here from Castle Lanes for the StrikeFest Classic in just a moment, so make sure you stay tuned. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. The newly remodeled Classic Lanes Fox Valley presents the 2014 Straight Shot Tournament Weekend with the Straight Shot Open on Saturday, September 27th and the Straight Shot Youth Classic on Sunday, September 28th. Both events are sponsored by Straight Shot Menasha. Check them out at straightshotwi.com. For more information, go to facebook.com/straightshotweekend or call Classic Lanes Fox Valley at the number on the screen. Eileen's Bowling Buddy, used by high school and college coaches and members of the PBA Tour to train, warm up, and rehab. Get all the information at eileensbowlingbuddy.com. Opening match here from Castle Lanes and Racine, the girls' championship match for the StrikeFest Classic. Savannah Giroux and Taylor Levine facing against each other here. Our 17 under division winner, Savannah Giroux, leading us off here. With me, of course, Angie Rechsteiner, head coach of the Cardinal Church Wolves, and this could be a young lady you might want to recruit in the near future. With Savannah here, good start with just leaving that week 10 pin.
She's got a nice game. Very nice approach to the line. Simple, very simple, and great follow through.
So 6 pin just kind of rattles around the gutter, doesn't quite take out the 10. As we mentioned in the opening, this is the only tournament these youth bowlers are going to see all season where we put them on a house pattern. So this should be fairly easy for them to get to the pocket, and just a matter of carrying those 10 pins out and picking them up when you're leaving them, just like Savannah did there. And here's a young lady you're probably going to see in your collegiate competition next year. She's going to be bowling for UW Whitewater with Taylor. Once again, very simple game. Ladies are keeping it simple out there, and pretty simple to strike though.
Very nice, down and in. UW Whitewater. Can't say anything bad about the program coming from that program.
What years did you bowl out there, Angie?
I bowled 2001 through 2006. 2001 I bowled on the club team, and then my sophomore year it went NCAA. So got the view of both worlds, I guess.
And now, of course, with Cardinal Church, you're an NAIA program, so a little bit different than Whitewater is that you can offer scholarships through your program as well.
That's correct.
And a great shot there by Taylor. Gets herself an early double and an early 10-pin lead. I want to thank again this season sponsoring Eileen's Bowling Buddy. Great training aids. We know a lot of high school and college teams are using them. Your team uses them as well out there. I've seen them use the swing pin just in order to help bowlers get their swings grooved.
We do. During practice and during warm-up, when we have substitutes going, during competition and tournament play, just to keep their swing level and keep it warmed up for them ready to get in to do some tournament play.
So a little bit light on that shot, and this one always a lot of ways to miss it with the addition of that 7-pin to the 2-4-5. What would you say with your college players? Probably make this about 65-70% of the time?
That'd be about correct. Normally more spares with multi-pins, it makes it a little bit more difficult. However, that's one thing we strive on in practice. We say spares, that makes the game.
Yeah,
So,
I've been to a couple of your practices, and we see how much time that you work with your players making spare combinations. They're not starting off throwing strikes, they're making just a 10-pin, making just a 7-pin, moving to make the 6-10. So always have to be able, especially in collegiate competition on those tougher lane conditions you face up there,
right.
You really have to be able to make spares. And Well, she's getting a little over-under here for Savannah. She's getting a little tight in the pocket, leaving 4 pins, or she's going light and not being able to carry.
Right.
What line would, what kind of change would you make right now as a player out there, Angie, running into this over-under situation?
Well, it depends. You know, it's either you grab a new piece, or I would probably move in.
Not a bad thing to do. Lots of oil in the middle here, obviously in a house pattern, so usually these house ratios are about 7 or 8 to 1 between the middle and the outside, as compared to a lot of the conditions these bowlers see the rest of the year, which is 4 to 1 or less in a lot of cases out there. Taylor looking to get 3 in a row to start this game, and she's got herself a turkey. Wow, she's proving that you don't need a lot of hook in this game in order to score. You don't need to turn the cover off the ball. Accuracy still plays a lot into the game of bowling. Watch that ball go through the pocket there. Takes out all 10 pins. See a good pre-shot routine, and you preach that a lot to your players in college. Make sure you go through a good pre-shot routine.
Yeah, get yourself set. Take a couple of breathers, relax, and just prepare yourself to really throw that great shot and put your signature on it. You know, it's all about relaxing and just throwing consistent shots.
Yeah, right there you can see a little high on the speed, a little bit in the oil on that shot. A lot of deflection on that ball when it hit the pocket. Didn't drive and leaves herself a 10 pin. And as we see with a lot of players, they switch to that hard polyester bowling ball to go cross lane at the spare. And she kind of got that one off her hand early. And unfortunately for Taylor, leaves herself an open. Pretty much has to be a plastic spare ball for your college players, isn't it, Angie?
I would definitely agree. You have a better chance of picking up your spares, especially with the hard conditions that we do bowl on.
What would you say, about 90-95% of your college players have a polyester ball for spares?
Yes.
So, and Savannah finally decides to start striking here with a strike in the 4th frame, takes advantage of her opponent's open and leaves herself only down by 12 pins. Watch that ball face up through the pocket. Nicely done for Savannah. And you know, she likes Castle Lanes here. She won the girls' championship for our Kids Bowling for Kids tournament back in March that you saw here on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel, and that was worth a $1,000 scholarship to her. Alex Fisher kind of beat up on her a little bit in the challenge match for the extra $1,000 scholarship that day, and that's just basically a bad break there, Angie, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a great shot. You know, she got it where she wanted it, came into the pocket. Just bad break.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, watch that ball slice through that 5 pin. Just kind of gets blocked by the head pin there, and you know, we get to see these things in slow motion replay once in a while. Savannah going cross lane at that 7 pin. No problem picking it up. Going to get into our first commercial break of the afternoon here from Castle Lanes and Racine. Join Angie Rexstar and I back for more of this girls' championship match for the StrikeFest Classic in just a moment. Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Blue Mountain Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee. Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com. Second half of our girls' championship match coming to you from Castle Lanes. If you haven't stopped into Castle Lanes in a while, come in and check it out. Even more remodeling during the summer. Phil and Patty Yanko, the owners here at Castle Lanes, have everything looking spectacular for this new league season. And Taylor Levine leading things off here in the 5th frame, looking to maintain that 12-pin lead and bounce back off of an open frame. And she got a little bit of a break there, Angie. It looks like she put that in the puddle in the middle and it went all the way down.
Yeah, by her reaction when she got to the foul line, it looked like she pulled a little bit, lost her balance, but you know, it held strong, held in that oil, and crushed pocket.
Yeah, usually tournaments in the collegiate ranks, tougher conditions, a shot like that usually is crossover or worse right there. So
agreed.
You can see the difference on being in a house pattern and being able to make a little bit larger of a mistake than you make on those junior gold or collegiate tournament patterns. And a great shot there, shreds the 5 into the 7.
Great shot.
Once again, Phil and Patty Yanko, Castle Lanes and Racine. I don't think there's many league openings left here right now, but you can give them a call. You can always get in for open play, lots of open play hours on the weekends. and always a great place to have a bowling party. Savannah Giroux stepping up, looking to keep close in this game after opponent bounced back with a double, and full penalty there. And it looks like she moved a little to the right on that shot to try to help her carry.
Yeah, it looks like her speed got a little bit slow. You know, it wasn't a bad shot, but it came up hard at the end.
Yeah, and with these house patterns, you get out into that dry a little bit more. You get an overreaction, whereas compared to tougher patterns, these kids maybe make a one-board move and it sits up in the pocket. Now with this, they make a one- or two-board move, and it gets that excess dry and just goes right through the nose. And a little loss of count there for Savannah, not getting anything on the fill ball. Leaves herself down by 38 pins right now with only a maximum score of 219. She really needs to basically strike out to have any chance in this match. Let's see what she can do here to bounce back. A little cleaner off her hand, but once again, gets that little bit of a bite outside and leaves that 4-7. Almost time for, it's so late in the match, you don't want to necessarily make a ball change, but really nothing to lose for Savannah right now. No. Only one strike in the first 7 frames. We did call this tournament StrikeFest because it was on a house pattern. No 300 games during qualifying today, but we did have a 290 by Scott Brow Jr., our high school boys champ from 2014. Let's see what Taylor can do here to pretty much close out this match. If she can get herself a couple of strikes here, it's going to be game over before the 10th frame. Takes her time, sets up, looks at her ball while it's in her setup, make sure she's got it in the right spot every time, and another 3 in a row for Taylor.
She's on a roll. She's got a great game. Very solid.
She could be making an impact on that freshman class at UW Whitewater, but pretty big freshman class for you at Cardinal Stritch this year. Quite a big recruiting class.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. On our women's side, we got 4 returning ladies along with 4 new recruits. On the gentlemen's side, we've got 2 returners along with 7 new recruits. So we did a great job over the summer recruiting, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, should have a really good season, not just in the Wisconsin Collegiate Bowling Conference, but other USBC collegiate tournaments as well. And for Taylor, that was just a dead pull left. No other way to say it. We've seen the problem she's had. If she's missing the inside today.
She's missing left, correct.
What's a good way to get over a case of the lefts if you have it?
You know, I think it all goes back to where she's, back to her stance. Get relaxed. I think she's a little tense up at that line. Just get that arm loose and throw some, more relaxed shots.
Hard to stay relaxed. First time under the TV lights for Taylor. Savannah, we've seen her quite a few times out here. She's practically an old professional under the lights, but struggling a little bit today with trying to find a consistent line to the pocket and carry. That's really nice out of her hand. 10 back. Not out of the match yet, thanks to Taylor's open. Her maximum score right now is 209. Taylor will just need to get a couple of marks in there in order to finish out the match. So Sunset Bowl, our host of our next tournament, our kickoff classic, since it's right around football season. That'll be the next show you see on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel. Thanks to our friends there again for our 8th year of telecasts. And Savannah's finally got herself grooved in with a double.
Yeah, I think she found it. Sometimes it takes a little bit to find the game, but hey, she stuck with it and she threw a great shot.
Yeah. Savannah only going to be a junior this year at Indian Trail High School. So you got a couple of years to go after her yet there.
Absolutely.
Savannah, you'll be seeing Angie at a couple of your meets this year, I think. Taylor, it's all or nothing for Taylor right now. 3-bagger open, 3-bagger open. And she's got a 22-pin lead. Any mark here right now, pretty much game over. Taylor's high game, 299. High series, a 734. And she really likes that high rolled pearl she's using right now. Kind of a couple-year-old ball, but everybody's got their favorites they like to stick with. And right now, this one's definitely a favorite in Taylor's hand. Great shot there. Locks up the match with that strike. Just basically stay behind the foul line here. And she'll have it taken care of.
Keep it in play. That's all she's got to do.
So I want to thank her mom, Christine Smith, for all the help traveling the tournaments, getting her all the youth events around Wisconsin, not just the Youth Challenge Series, but Badgerland Bowlers Tour out in the Madison area where she's from, being from Sun Prairie. Nice poise at the line. Just lost that early off her hand, but it's enough to win right now.
That's all that matters.
So what do you do right here, Angie? You take kind of an area check on the last shot. You know you got the match won. You got to sit out for a match, waiting for the boys to bowl. Try to see maybe if there's another line you can get to the pocket on.
Yeah, absolutely. I would either, try a different line or pull a different piece. See what your options are, so that way you're prepared going into the next match.
And of course, as soon as we say that, she just sticks with her spare ball. So that's our collegiate coaching experience coming through, though. She's going to get a little bit of that this year with her coaches at UW-Whitewater. Katie Zwiefelhofer, a former U Challenge Series bowler, now a graduate assistant for the UW-Whitewater program. So she'll be getting a lot of knowledge from last year's Division II and III NCAA Player of the Year. Savannah here just looking to finish out strong, get a nice thing going. And how about that? Takes the 5 out from the left side on a light shot. Her high series of 8-13 she did at the Wisconsin State Youth Singles Championships last year. And she's using an energy source by Evan, a very, very new ball, just came out on the market. And she wanted to thank her dad Dave and her mom Barb for all the support they give with her bowling. And hey, at least she's finishing out strong.
Hey, she stuck with it. She kept her head in the game. That's all that counts.
Savannah's sister Megan, a bowler out at Viterbo in lacrosse, another NAIA program in the state of Wisconsin. And Megan bowled her first U Challenge Series tournament and just missed out, making the TV show today, losing to Taylor. And there's the finish. Savannah's going to crack a smile here, I think. Yeah, maybe not. Handshakes are in the books. There's a smile from each of the bowlers. 218 to 209. Taylor Levain moves into our challenge match at the end of the show. We're going to come back with a boys championship match from Castle Lanes in just a moment. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. Here comes the handshake for the boys championship match. Here from Castle Lanes, the StrikeFest Classic. We've got Tyler Shee out of Sun Prairie leading things off. Tyler, the winner of our 17 and under division today, beat a Castle Lanes bowler, Zach Vasey, in the final match for that 17 and under division. Tyler, you're going to see, likes to put a little hand behind the ball. Very fluid, but lots of revs coming off his hand. And just totally mixes up the rack.
Yeah, he's a good player. Very powerful, very consistent, and good shot.
Yeah, Tyler made the first cut at Junior Gold in Buffalo this year. I know he's looking for a pretty good year again for his Sun Prairie high school team when the high school bowling season starts. Sun Prairie, always a strong team in high school competition. Another strong team from Neenah, and Jordan Oppelt here, leading things off. And Jordan, very traditional game, very down and in, very up the back of the ball. And
yeah, what I like to see here is you got two gentlemen that play two opposite sides of the lane, which is really really interesting. It's fun to watch.
Jordan, week 10 there, and sometimes you get a little less revolutions on the ball, don't get the drive you're looking for, and now it's just a matter of making that spare. And even a lower rev player like Jordan here switches that polyester ball and make sure he takes the lane out of play. So Jordan finished 15th at the high school state tournament this year in singles. He's using a Rotogrip Hypercell out there, so that's a very aggressive bowling ball. Very aggressive cover stock. And his favorite bowler, Chris Barnes. There's that straight up follow through. A little pull up at the line, still manages to get all 10 down.
Great shot. Like you said, simple game. Down and in, hit his mark, and crushes the pocket.
Well, you get a lot of bowlers coming in as freshmen that haven't played really a lot of varied shots in high school because they build so much on house conditions. So
Right.
is it easier to take somebody like a Jordan who's kind of a down and in conventional player and get them to change little things in their game so they can play various shots?
Not necessarily. You know, it depends on the individual. A lot of them they're so into what they like to do, they have a hard time changing. But once they learn that when you're going through transition and how important it is to pick up on transition, they learn pretty quickly. So it just all depends on the person.
Okay. Tyler here, starting off with that early double, looking to put a lot of pressure on his opponent early. Tyler has 1 300 game to his credit, a high series 823, and you know, we saw that for Savannah in the first match with the girls, just a little bit of a bad break. The 5-pin doesn't do the job on a 7 on a light hit. Watch that ball come through.
It seemed a little flat once it hit that head pin.
Well, and sometimes that's the problem. Sometimes oil's your friend getting the ball
Right.
down the lane, and if you don't get the ball to tip over early enough,
Right.
you don't get that full drive through on the ball and doesn't mix the pins as well as it should. Taking a little bit of the scenic route at the 7-pin there. Covers it up nicely. Another bowler, the favorite of Chris Barnes with Tyler here. Jordan looking to take the lead here if he can get a double. Let's see if he moves off that 10-pin shot. It looks like he moved his feet just slightly to the right. Try to get the ball to face up a little bit earlier. Very low backswing, almost muscles it through the shot, but he gets all 10 to go down. Early double. What do you do to keep your bowlers loose situations like this? Both these young men, first time on TV for them. You're going to have a lot of college players. They're going to get to their first college tournament and be nervous. What's one thing as a coach you can do to kind of take the edge off for them?
You know, communication. You know, have them talking about something unrelated to bowling. You know, something more so on the humorous side, just to kind of keep their, you know, their energy up and just kind of keep them laughing and smiling rather than, you know.
Keep things loose, absolutely. It's the best way to do it. I remember years ago when I was coaching at UW Whitewater, we were with the men's team at the national championships in Wichita, bowling Wichita State, and George Lambert III, great bowler, went on tour for a while after his collegiate career, left a Greek church in a match and came back and started chuckling, started laughing with his teammates, and that just loosened everybody up, and next thing you know, they threw 5 more in a row after that. So I can see where a little bit of humor comes into play. It makes things go well. A little bit of a weak 10-pin there for Tyler. So you're taking his time on the approach. Both these bowlers are very deliberate in their setup, which is a good thing. A good pre-shot routine always helps out. And that one, he wasn't happy at all. And you just see bowlers tried to speed up for their spares, and sometimes they delay that push away, and we see what happens there with a big pull.
Timing is key. When you throw off your timing, that can just, fortunately, when you get to the line, that can mess up quite a few different things.
For your college players, especially the young men, do you have them throw their spare ball with the same speed they throw their strike ball, or do you let them get a little faster with it to take the lane out of play?
Again, that goes back to, you know, it depends on the individual, but I try to keep everything as consistent as possible.
Well, there's something he doesn't want to be consistent about right there. Nothing on that ball when it hits the pocket. And I can't remember the last time we had an 8-10 on TV. It has to be about 4 or 5 years, and Tyler not happy right now. You just see the ball in the oil, not a clean release, and just ugliness at the end of the lane. See what he can do here to try to get at least one getting into the commercial break for this game. Does that. Gets himself down by 34 pins, but the match isn't over yet. We're going to come back for the second half of this match from Castle Lanes in just a moment. Make sure you stay tuned. Classic Lanes Greenfield is your place to be for great fall leagues. Fun Saturday morning youth leagues and our weekend couples leagues are always a party. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Classic Lanes Greenfield today. With 24 state-of-the-art lanes, plenty of pool tables and dartboards, and great food and drink at Sporty's Bar and Grill, Sunset Bowl in Waukesha is your #1 place for fun. Half our boys championship in the books. From Castle Lanes, winner looking to take on Taylor Levine in our challenge match for the $100 Visa gift card, courtesy of Castle Lanes, great sponsor here today. And Jordan Oppelt looking to maintain that big 30-pin plus lead right now. Working on a 3-bagger, and that ball just never fully turned over for him there, Angie.
No, it seemed like he hit some a little bit of oil, and it went a little bit longer than normal.
So watch that ball. A little bit of deflection, of course, a little bit of a lower rev rate. A little hard to pick up the ball early enough sometimes, pick up the lane and get that ball to face and kick that 10-pin out. Polyester ball way to the left side of the lane. Make sure he uses plenty of it. Ho-hum, another spare for Jordan. But that's the difference right now. You see the 2 opens there by Tyler, 2 spares by Jordan. That's what's got him in that 33-pin lead right now. How many times do you have to sit there in a practice and pound it through your players how important spares are?
Continuously.
I know from my high school and college coaching days, it was always something that no matter what, bowlers hated it because they always like throwing strikes, but so many matches come down to a single pin spare like this or a 6-10 combination that gets missed, and you know, these players just go back and they kick themselves and they start thinking, oh, if I could have carried the 1 more strike, and it's a lot easier to make the 1 more spare in the long run. Once again, Jordan moving over to the left side of the approach, getting himself set up. 5 steps, and once again a little bit of a tug, and we see these bowlers get a little nervous trying to pick up the speed, and they end up tugging the ball across the lane.
Yeah, it looked like at the foul line he kind of pulled up on his shot a little bit, just didn't stay down and get underneath.
Jordan's activities outside of bowling, he played high school football for his days, and he played rugby as well. So I wouldn't want to take him out on a football field. Something tells me I knocked over flat on my back on a tackle. So Tyler here likes to golf when he's out on the lanes. Some great weather nowadays for that. And Tyler bouncing back off of those 2 opens with a strike.
Yeah, it looks like he went a little bit wider on the shot, gave it a little bit more room, and reacted real nice.
So right now Tyler maximum score is 236. Jordan's maximum score right now would be 247, so this match isn't close to over yet. See Tyler styling his junior gold shirt from his top 16 finish this year at junior gold. Nice out of his hand, gets it to face up. And how about that flush back-to-back strikes for that double?
Yeah, 2 great shots.
Maybe we'll see Tyler in February at our Top Gun tournament at Motion Plus Lanes again. We get all the best high school bowlers in southern Wisconsin out for a tournament. Motion Plus, Carrie and Jeannie Catania, great hosts for that, along with our action heating and cooling events for our adult bowlers. And that's just a bunch of trouble there from Jordan.
Yeah, swung it wide. It's not solid at the line. It was just not an easy shot.
Yeah, it looked like he cut his backswing short. He doesn't have much of a backswing as it is, and cut it short and kind of shove it on the lane. You're going to shove it to the right. Not much shoulder rotation. We see a lot with the modern players. We see it a lot with your college players. I know one young man that's going to be in your program. We've seen our Youth Challenge Series before, Matt Bailing.
Oh, yeah.
Nice shoulder rotation, everything. Jordan just keeps the shoulders a little bit square, a little traditional style. And the easiest way to gain ball speed and get a little bit more on that backswing, rotate your shoulders, rotate your torso. But no problem covering up that 1-2-8 spare. Jordan Oppelt maintaining an 11-pin lead here, but he knows the pressure's on with Tyler Shee just answering with a double in 6th to 7th frames. Jordan up in his 8th frame. A little bit of hop at the line there, but still manages to save the pocket, get all 10 down. And Angie, we've seen some bowlers out here over the years, a little bit of a hop at the line. What's one thing that you see that really causes a hop that bowlers can fix?
Well, it looks like he was a little bit over his feet. It looks like he was going to tip over the line a little bit. So keeping, the back a little bit more straight and upright.
Yeah, you see young bowlers that try to help lift the ball through and everything, and as they do that, they get a little bit more, as you said, forward over their toes and get them to just be a little bit more up and down at the line. It's better. And a little confidence there for Tyler coming back.
I think so.
Send a silent message to your opponent that I've got 3 in a row. I'm only down by a pin, but I can strike out and win this match, or at least put a lot of pressure on you. Both bowlers right now can strike out. If they did, Jordan would hold on to that 1-pin lead, but you got to give a little bit of advantage to Tyler right now. He seems to have got himself locked in after that 8-10 in the 5th frame. Very deliberate in that setup. 6 steps, a little unusual, you see. Nowadays, most you see 5 or 4, and how about that? 10 back, 4 in a row.
Yeah, it shows that he's got confidence. He's got his game back. He's excited. He's ready to go into that 10th frame.
Yeah. He's got a couple of great coaches at Sun Prairie with John and Cher Bruning. They've had a lot of bowlers come out of that Sun Prairie program that have bowled in collegiate programs all over. There's a young man, Nick Powers, that just finished his collegiate career at Wichita State, who came out of that Sun Prairie program. That needs some help to hold, and wow, I thought it was going to go even higher than that. It ends up being a ring 10 pin.
Yeah, he knew right when he let go. He was hoping.
Yeah, sometimes all of a sudden like, oh, I got a really good break there. The oil pattern helped me out, but then that little bit of extra oil that helped you out takes it away with that ring 10. You get that deflection at the pretty much got to put that last missed 10 pin out of your mind. Just get out there, focus, cover it up, and 3 for 4 on 10 pins. Not exactly what you like to see for percentage for these young bowlers, but unfortunately for Jordan, puts him down the match right now, and he has to really at least get the first 2 in the 10th to put any pressure on Tyler Sheehy. Right now, maximum score 217 if he strikes out. If he does strike out, it's going to force Tyler to get the first shot in the 10th frame, and how about that for being clutch?
Now that's a pressure bowler right there. Going into the 10th frame, you know what you need to do. Coming right out and getting that first strike, that's huge.
I mean, even though this is an individual event, he's got a lot of family, a lot of friends behind him, and getting that support always helps. I'm sure when in your collegiate days, even with teammates and family watching you too, you know the support that you get from them.
Absolutely.
It really can make a difference. Kind of came over the top of that shot, but gets lucky. How about that for tripping a huge 4-pin right there?
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go, cross over. It hung in the oil, tripped the 4-pin, got some luck.
Yeah, and the straighter entry angle, if he would have had something that would have been hooking more like Tyler's right there, probably would have been a split.
I would agree.
Well, this ball here is huge. Count is going to make a difference. If he gets all 10, which he does, it's going to force Tyler to get a strike on the first ball of the 10th frame to move on to that challenge match. If Tyler does, he's going to be bowling his Sun Prairie teammate with Taylor Levine. Taking a little extra time. He knows what he needs to do out here right now. His brother Quinn, you see back there, over Jordan's shoulder. A little nervous for even the brother watching right now. Looks a little quick out of the hand and never responded at the end of the pattern.
Yeah, it looked good. I think it was just his speed. His speed was a little bit fast. He had a great angle, just didn't finish.
Yeah, you see his brother covering his eyes back there. Knows that's the end of the match, and unfortunately, Tyler had to beat his brother Quinn in the first match of the semifinals of the tournament today in order to get to the TV show after beating Zach Vasey.
Definitely nothing to be ashamed of. He's got a great game. He hung with it. He had a little bit of a struggle there, but he came back and, great finish.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of Tyler this year on the youth bowling circuit here in Wisconsin, especially once the high school season's around. Sun Prairie's always one of our top 10 teams in our spare time bowling show. High school bowling poll. Can't quite get the 10 on that last shot. 217 to 213. Jordan Appelt takes the victory. He's going to take on Taylor Levine in our challenge match. From Castle Lanes in just a moment. The newly remodeled Classic Lanes Fox Valley presents the 2014 Straight Shot Tournament Weekend with the Straight Shot Open on Saturday, September 27th and the Straight Shot Youth Classic on Sunday, September 28th. Both events are sponsored by Straight Shot Menasha. Check them out at straightshotwi.com. For more information, go to facebook.com/straightshotweekend or call Classic Lanes Fox Valley at the number on the screen. The first challenge match of the new season between our boys and girls division winners here at the Castle StrikeFest Classic. Jordan Appelt taking a seat for the first frame as Taylor Levine starts us off, and I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to put Taylor as my early favorite. She seemed to be locked in the pocket. She just has to get past the open frames.
Yeah, I would agree. She's got throws a little bit more powerful ball, a little bit stronger. But yeah, she was locked in coming into this match.
Yeah, and puts an early statement out there. Flush in the pocket, 10 back. for Taylor there after sitting out a game. She did get a couple of practice shots coming back on during the commercial break, and now Jordan had to sit and watch during practice, see if he can shake the dust off real quick. No problem there for Jordan with a big strike. We call this a StrikeFest Classic. We were hoping for a lot of strikes today. We've seen a few. Seen some bowlers have some problems with carry at a point in time, and who knows, maybe this match, maybe we could see a perfect game. We haven't seen one in a while on TV. Phil and Patty Yanko are going to put up a $300 award if we do get a perfect game out of one of these bowlers in this challenge match to go along with their $100 Visa gift card.
Yeah, both of these bowlers have the potential to do so. They have great games, and they're hitting their marks, which is really important right now.
Yeah, and very similar lines, so they can be opening up the lane pattern a little bit for each other, giving them a little bit of extra error room, a little bit miss room to the left, and a little bit of hook area back to the right. Taylor, a little wrist flip coming through on that shot, still gets it to carry. I thought that was going to be a little weak getting in the pocket. It looked a little weak coming out of her hand, but it sat up nicely.
Yeah, she, it didn't look 100% perfect, but, it got to the pocket and did what it needed to do.
Yeah, 6-pin did the job there on the 10. Want to thank our friend Joey Serrar, Bowlers Pro Shop, BPS Milwaukee. You usually hear him on the call with me, but a little busy drilling up all the new bowling balls for the new season. I know I've got a couple in there right now, and I bet you probably do too, Angie.
I haven't seen them yet, but I need to go, so I got to get all my equipment ready for this upcoming season, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, so go see Joey at Bowlers Pro Shop or your local pro shop guy. There's a lot of favorites we do have out there. Of course, Dwight Albrecht has helped us out in the past. He's my cohort on the Spare Time Bowling Radio Show, and that starts in October. You can see Dwight as well out at New Berlin Bowl. Taylor with a big 3-bagger starting out here. Jordan looking to match her with his shot. And you can see that when he gave it a little extra on the bottom, he kind of fell off the shot to the right, helping it out, and that extra hook kind of cost him there with a 4-pin.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad shot, not a bad angle. Yeah, unfortunately he didn't get a break. He didn't trip the 4-pin, but, hopefully he can run this down.
It stays with his strike ball here. Gonna take a little hook across lane. Not a bad thing to do with the puddle oil in the middle. Make sure you can get the ball all the way across. You can see right there, definitely oil in the middle. That ball revving hard and still having a problem getting over to the 4-pin.
That's why sometimes it's even best just to even pick up the spare ball, give yourself some more area on the lane, and take the lane out of play.
So let's see what you can do here. Toweling off, making sure he gets that excess oil off the ball. Always good to have a clean surface from shot to shot. Help with your consistency. You can see there, kind of turns his wrist under the ball to get started with, but it opens up once it gets into his backswing. No 4-pin on that shot. No time for it to stand. That was
flush. That was a great shot.
Yeah, definitely he's picked up his ball speed on the last couple of shots. So as the lane breaks down, sometimes that's the easiest move to make. If you have the ability to pick up your ball speed, go ahead and do it.
If you're the person that's not, comfortable with adjusting right or left or picking up a new piece, speed is key.
Taylor looking to get another strike here. 4 in a row. Really putting a statement out there, up by 21 pins. I want to thank Classic Lanes Greenfield once again. They're going to be hosting our Wisconsin Women's Open this year, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, November 23rd. Look for your entry forms in your local center. Coming out shortly. Always a great tournament for the ladies there. Always a good turnout. We get lots of the best female bowlers from Wisconsin and Illinois out for that event. And that one just looked a little left out of her hand. You see her wrist kind of pull up on the shot. She had her hand very closed instead of open.
Yeah, I would agree. She pulled it a bit left, went through the nose, and unfortunately that's what happens.
Yeah, and no chance for that $300 scholarship, 300 game today. I want to thank Phil and Patty Yanko for putting up the prize, though, for the bowlers to shoot at. It was nice of them to do. Let's see what you can do here to get into the commercial break. Get 2, hopefully. Nope. Only gets herself 1. Close match. 4-pin lead for Taylor Levine here at Castle Lanes in Racine. Joy, Angie Reckstein, and I back for the rest of this challenge match in just a moment. Make sure you stay tuned. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. With that open frame by Taylor Levine in her half of the 5th frame. Really tighten this challenge match up here from Castle Lanes. Only a 4-pin lead for Taylor over Jordan. Jordan working on a strike in his 4th frame, can take the lead here with a strike in the 5th. Short stutter step, getting from that 4th to the 5th step, but those pins didn't stutter falling down.
Absolutely not. No, that was a great shot. Very solid. Ball drove through the head pin real nice.
Yeah, watch that. Almost left the 7-9. You see that a lot nowadays with these powerful cover stacks on these bowling balls, even with lower rev players such as Jordan. They can get enough entry angle to drive past the 9 pin, and the 4 pin kind of smashes back and misses the 7. Jordan looking for 3 in a row to take a 16-pin lead. How about that for a response, especially after having to sit through the commercial break? You know, you've been through tournaments. There's a lot of delays between shots, especially in 5-person team competition, Angie. You know, what's one thing you do to your bowlers to help them make sure that they stay loose and stay focused for their next shot when there's a delay?
Yeah, normally we come into a huddle. You know, like I said, communication is key. Keeping them loose and relaxed, keeping them, you know, stretched. Having a snack, drink of water, just kind of, you know, keeping their focus, but you know, just having fun.
Taylor there, you see just a little bit light in the pocket, leaves herself a 10-pin. She did miss the 1 10-pin she left in her opening match against Savannah Giroux, so hoping to get her conversion percentage up to 50% today on that. Nicely done. Definitely not out of the match yet. Her maximum score right now would be 253. That's kind of an unusual score if she were to strike out. Jordan's maximum right now, of course, with just the 1 spare, 279. That needs a little help to hold pocket, and how about that? Kind of a mirror image of Jordan's 11th frame in the last match with getting that 4-pin to trip out.
Yeah, she gets a 4-pin to trip out. A little questionable on the first shot, but you know, she comes through.
Yeah, and sometimes those straighter angles help you out coming into play, especially on these little bit longer patterns.
Right.
You know, sometimes the less area you cover overall, the better your carry percentage is going to be on those higher hits. Jordan looking to stay striking here, and he doesn't get the break on the 4-pin.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad shot. You know, I thought he was going to be able to trip it. Unfortunately not, but you know, hopefully he stays strong here and picks it up.
Yeah, now it's 2 out of 3 4-pins for Jordan on lane 4 in his last shots. Something tells me he's probably going to make a little bit of a move in the 9th frame.
Yeah,
back up.
I would assume he would maybe make just a slight adjustment left. You know, keep the same mark and just move his feet a little bit left to carry that.
What would you say, 1 or 2 boards to the left?
I would do about 1 or 2. That'd be about right.
Still has himself a nice 15-pin lead though right now. Waiting for that ball to come back. Just a matter of keeping yourself focused right now. Both first-timers under our TV lights here.
Yeah, what's important is that these kids, you know, they get up and they keep it in play and, you know, leave something makeable.
Jordan gets that ball out to the right, needs it to hook up hard, and he found the dry, and it did just that.
Great shot.
Keeps the pressure on Taylor to step up and throw a double here in the 8th frame. I want to thank our friends, the Wagner family at Trophy Athletic, providing all of our awards for all of our Time Warner Cable SportsChannel televised events. If you need anything from plaques, trophies, to keychains and pens personalized, they can help you out down at Trophy Athletic. How about that for Taylor? Just steps up, no problem, throws a clutch, another double, and cuts that lead of Jordan's down to 5 pins. And Taylor can take the lead if she can get a turkey in the 9th frame. So clutch situation here for Taylor. Angie, you've been there in collegiate competition before. Just take that extra second to focus right now?
Jason, just take that extra second to take a breath and, you know, really just focus in on what you're doing. And just throw a good shot.
Nice out of the hand, needs to roll up, and she carries that. How about that? A 3-bagger for Taylor, really putting the pressure on Jordan at this point in time. Can't believe it froze again. Watch that ball just right through the pocket, all 10 down. A 5-pin lead for Taylor Levine, but He can go right back to Jordan here with another strike.
Yeah, she put the pressure on. Let's see what he can do.
This is one of those matches where you want to have to keep talking to let people know what's going on, but it's so much fun just watching these bowlers strike back and forth. That needs the whole pocket. Oh.
And he carries the 10. Fantastic shot.
He got that ball a little left, a little in the oil. The speed held the ball in the pocket. And you got to say, a little bit of a break there. You get that 6 bouncing around and taking the 10 out.
Would agree.
So he knows it was in the pocket, just a matter of carrying it out. You see the sigh of relief there for Jordan going, I'm still in this match. Because he pretty much knows if he didn't strike on that shot, Taylor was going to step up in the 10th and probably end it for him. But he has a chance to lock up this match. If he can get the first 2 in the 10th in good count. How about that for a response?
Yeah, it's continuous back and forth here. This is fantastic match play.
So right now he can strike out for 258. That would lock up the match. Taylor's maximum right now 253. So basically, strike on this shot, stay behind the foul line for Jordan, and he's going to be set. Taking 2014 Castle StrikeFest title. Coming into your living room, ladies and gentlemen. That ball's got a chance. It's got a hold. Wow. Just brutal on that ring 10.
You know, it looked like he may have pulled it a bit left. It didn't drive as much. It almost 8-10. It looked like, but luckily enough, it's only a 10 pin.
Yeah. You can tell he was a little amped up on that shot. Used the oil to his advantage to get the ball in the whole pocket,
right.
But unfortunately, I like that shot in the 9th frame. 6-pin didn't do the job and just went right around the 10. And as you said, lucky enough, too, to make sure you got the 8-pin out. Count here really doesn't matter at this point in time because it's going to force Taylor to get the first 2 strikes in the 10th to win this match. And one of the more exciting matches we've had in a while. Angie, I like to think you're the good luck charm for this exciting match today. So
you know what I liked really about Jordan's game, too, was a 247 clean. He picked up all his spares and he struck when he needed to. Fantastic game.
Kept the ball in play and just when he left single pins, picked them all up. Solid out of Taylor's hand. And how about that for a splasher?
Yeah, that was a great shot. You know, down lane, it looked like it wasn't going to slightly come up all the way, but, you know, it did. And sometimes light hits are not, you know, better than pocket solid hits.
That head pin did a lot of work. Hit the 4-pin, the 7-pin. The 4-pin went into the 5, and she knows right there she got a little bit of a break on the carry. So let's see what she can do here. This strike gets her the StrikeFest Classic title and the $100 Visa gift card. It's pretty out of her hand, and a weak 10-pin. And she kind of knew it out of her hand the way it looks.
She gave herself the best opportunity possible. She threw a great shot. Unfortunately, you know, solid 10-pin. Nothing she could do about that.
Yeah, I think she may have just gotten that in the oil, just the hair, and just prevented the ball from turning over, facing the pocket properly. Of course, no problem covering up the 10-pin when it doesn't matter. A great match here from Castle Lanes and Racine to wrap up the StrikeFest Classic. Jordan Oppelt, 247 to 242 over Taylor Levine. And Janari are going to come back and wrap up the show for me from Castle Lanes in just a moment. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. The newly remodeled Classic Lanes Fox Valley presents the 2014 Straight Shot Tournament Weekend with the Straight Shot Open on Saturday, September 27th and the Straight Shot Youth Classic on Sunday, September 28th. Both events are sponsored by Straight Shot Menasha. Check them out at straightshotwi.com. For more information, go to facebook.com/straightshotweekend or call Classic Lanes Fox Valley at the number on the screen. Well, Angie, what can you say? Phenomenal bowling by all those young bowlers today. One heck of a challenge match between Taylor Levine and Jordan Oppelt. Jordan gets up in the 10th frame, has a chance to win the match. He leaves a 10-pin. Then Taylor gets up in the 10th frame. She gets her first strike, has a chance to win with the second one, and she leaves a 10-pin. Just nothing but great bowling today.
I would definitely agree. You know, nothing to be ashamed about, nothing to be upset about from any of these players. They definitely, like I said, have proven themselves. They bowled well. It just comes down to carrying the 10 pin.
Yeah, sometimes those 10 pins get a little vicious even in league or tournament play, and unfortunately for Taylor, that one in the 10th frame cost her the $100 Visa gift card, went to Jordan Oppelt, gets that along with all the scholarship money all these bowlers earned all day today. Angie, I want to take the time. Thanks again for joining me today on a little bit of short notice, and good luck to you in the Cardinal Church Wolves program this year.
Thank you.
Next tournament coming to you from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha to be our kickoff classic. Don't know if we're going to have Angie with us again or Joey. Depends on Joey's schedule, but either way, you're going to get some good commentary to go along with me. I'm Phil Brylow. Parents, take the kids bowling. They'll have fun for life, and we'll see you once again from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha.